Hi, Peter Charles here, Hooked for Life Fly Fishing. And today I'd like to continue the idea of the short shanked streamer. In particular, I'm going to be looking at the emerald shiner pattern that I tied on a tube fly for steelhead. I'll put it up in the cards. And that fly is designed to have the hook in the back for steelhead to tail nip. This one, of course, being short shank, is going after species that hit the head of the fly. So we're going to look at basically tying exactly the same fly, only adjusted to fit on a hook. So my materials today are going to be using this size 2 short shank hook. My thread is going to be this Danville monofilament fine. I'm also, when I put on the eyes, I'm going to use the ultra fine. Now you could use the ultra fine for tying the entire fly, but it breaks so easy it gets frustrating to use. The underwing or the belly of the fly is going to be white bucktail. We're going to use 2 flashes, crystal flash and this pearlescent scale flash. The top of the wing is going to be olive bucktail, and we're going to use these stick-on mylar eyes to finish it off. So let's get started. Now this is a sparse pattern, so you don't want to have a very heavy body. So we're just going to use a little bit of white. There we go. I'm going to bring it back to about this point on the vise. That will give me a good length, around 2 inches, which is what I'm aiming for. Now I'll pull everything up, pinch loop it, keep it all on top. Now we're just going to finish this off. Bring your thread close to the back. Now I'm going to put the scale in next. I'm just going to use 2 strands. We don't want this overly dressed. A couple of wraps in here. Lift it up, get it on top. Bind it down. And we can come in here, and as I say, I tend to try to avoid I try to encourage ragged ends, avoid squared off ends when we're trimming our flash. And again, I'm just going to take some crystal flash. I'll use 3 strands here. Okay, take a crystal flash and I'll just use 3 strands. Keep it together. Again, we'll just push it back and just give it a bit of a ragged end. Now we come in with our olive bucktail. Now the top of the wing can be a little bit heavier. I wouldn't overdo it, but you can add a little bit more to the top of the wing. What I'm doing right now is I'm taking out the uneven bits, getting rid of the short hairs. I wouldn't stack it if I were you. I would just leave it unstacked. And the reason for that is you get a nice taper on the fly when you leave it unstacked. When you stack it, you tend to square it off. Let's make sure everything's even. Okay, we'll come in and trim this off. See, this is where this the ultrafine would break, is when I'm binding down tight at the nose of the fly. It would likely break on me. So let's make sure that is looking good. Yeah. And see what this will do when it comes through the water, it will end up looking tapered like that. So I'm going to just finish this bit off, finish it, and we'll put on our eyes. So I just take my bodkin and I pick off an eye from the these eyes are made by Hairline, and they're 3/32, and I find they stick rather well when you're putting them on. I've had others that really the glue on them is so poor that you can't keep them on the fly as you're trying to prepare things. There we go. You see these are staying put. So now I just come in with the ultra fine. And I grip the eyes as I wrap over so they won't move. I'll put one gentle wrap or two gentle wraps at the back to help hold things together. Come forward and we'll finish. You could do this, the eyes, with the fine, but on a small fly on a small fly like this, it will again tend to get ragged. Okay, so I'm just going to put on some head cement here. I'll be using UV glue. Okay, there we have our short shank emerald shiner. It'll be a great little pattern for smallmouth bass, trout, probably catch largemouth on it as well. And I'm going to try this for steelhead even though the hook is not at the back of the fly, because I think they will try to eat this instead of just come up and tap it. So we'll see. We'll see if I get a steelhead on it. Anyway, there we go, the emerald shiner. Give it a whirl. It's a nice small pattern, and it should do quite well, as I say, with smallmouth and trout. Cheers.